Hello, welcome to Handmade by Julia Quinn and my Thursday afternoon video. Welcome if you're here for the first time, or if you're a regular, you're very welcome. So thank you for coming to visit and seeing what I'm up to and what projects I'm making. Today I'm doing something I don't do very often at all. I prefer to have an example card to follow so that I know exactly what I'm doing when I come on video. And I do sort of, but today I'm going to change it up. So this was a card for a class teaching a great technique using the brayer. And we also used the brayer to colour an embossing folder to create the texture on the timber background as well. And then we did the embossing folder with the Grateful Thoughtful Moments dies. I'll show you how they work in a minute. Then I've made the same card again, but this time just embossed with the distressed gold paper and the fern embossing folder. But today I thought I would change up the colours. So I've used crushed curry there. Today I thought I'd change up the colours. So for those ones I went for a sort of a sunset look with the silhouette from the painted lavender, with that lovely silhouette image and the little butterflies. But today I'm going to have a go using On the Ocean stamp set to create sort of a watery background. Now I have a bunch of greetings here, and I've created them using the really exciting Thoughtful Moments dies and the Thoughtful Moments embossing folder. This is actually a hybrid embossing folder. And when you put inside the embossing folder the die, this great big die here, it locks in place. You just wriggle it around until it locks in place over the words there. There you go, it's locked in place quite securely there. And then you can put in your cardstock. You don't even need a full sheet of cardstock. So this would take a 6" by 6" piece of cardstock. But you can use a scrap and pop it through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and it will cut you out that word. Okay, so I have actually die cut a whole bunch of silver foil to go with my blue theme for my cards today. But let's get to the business of what we're actually here for, is talking about the brayer. I've got my two pieces. Here's my card layout. So I've got this one for the front and this one for the inside, using Azure Afternoon, which is one of my colours I'm going to stamp with. But I've got two pieces of Vera Vanilla, one for inside and one for the front. And one of the ones for the front I'm going to use to create my scene using the brayer. I'm just using a piece of scrap paper here. This is one of the leftovers from one of my classes, the tutorials from the classes. So recycling bits of paper, just to make it easier for myself. And I'm going to use Balmy Blue ink and put my ink pad this way so I get the maximum coverage of my brayer. Now your brayer is a solid rubber wheel, and the handle actually has these little feet here. That means you can stand up your brayer and not get ink everywhere. But when you're going to ink up your project, you do need the feet to be out of the way, because if you go this way you won't get any inking done. Okay, so I just load up the brayer with ink, and I'm going to just run it once, making sure I've got the ink over the cardstock where I want it to be, starting right from the end, and just give it one rotation. Now you get those, I quite actually like those lines, especially as I'm doing a sort of a watery effect today. But you can see where the first layer of ink has run out towards the top. Okay, so that's about one rotation that you get. I'll just load up my brayer again, and this time, starting right on the edge, I'm not going to go all the way, I'm just going to go part the way to create that tonal variation. And again, one last run this way just to the bottom there. Okay, so there's my piece of blue ombre inked up cardstock that doesn't look like the original vanilla that I had. I'm just going to pop this actually I might just give this a bit of a wipe because I've been known to put my brayer down somewhere and cause ink to go all over the place. So I'll just give that a bit of a clean so that I don't make a mess. All right, now the next thing I'm going to do is add some more interest. Now, as I said, I haven't made this card before to see how it's going to work, but I'm using On the Ocean with this lovely watery image here, and I thought I'd also use the birds. I love these birds in this stamp set, and I'm using them with Azure Afternoon. So I hope this creates enough of an image. Actually, I might use the Early Espresso, which is my card base, for the birds. All right, so this great watery image, I'm going to stamp it a couple of times down the bottom. Okay, just to give me a little bit more look there. And one more. There we go. While I've got that one, I'll stamp a little bit more for the inside of my card so we can continue the theme from the front to the inside. There we go. I love that image. So pretty, isn't it? And then, yes, there's definitely not enough contrast between the Balmy Blue and the Azure Afternoon. So I will use the Early Espresso for the birds here. Okay, so this one's for the front. Going to stamp them like that. Here we go, there's the birds flying across and some for inside of the card. All right, and so that's all the inking and stamping of my card. Now let's see how we go putting it together. All right, I can move you out of the way. So I've got Early Espresso card base, so basically using the leftover kit pieces from when I made this kit for the class. And then I've got Azure Afternoon, which is the same color as the ink I used. This is actually the white scented Azure Afternoon, which means when you tear it, it has a beautiful white center core of the cardstock. Okay, this one. So there's the inside of my card done. Just a little bit of simple stamping layered on a bit of cardstock. Now, instead of doing the embossing for the front, I've decided to use a piece of, this is from the Let's Go Fishing Suite. No, it's the one about fish. So this is one of the pieces of paper. The reverse side is this awesome map. And then you've got your watery image on that side. So I thought that would continue the theme I'm using. And I have used quite different colours to what is in this paper. This paper has Misty Moonlight and Boho Blue, but let's hope it works out. Okay, there's the image inside, and I'll use, I think, some dimensionals on this. Now I do have actually another kit of this set, so I think I'm going to try it again with the Misty Moonlight and Boho Blue. So if you've got time, hang around and I'll make the same card again, exactly the same but with different colours, and see what that looks like. Okay, there's the front of my card, and I'm going to put thank you on that with my collection of silver foil greetings, just using a couple of dimensionals there. Here we go, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Oh, and you do need to have some sort of sparkle. So I'll get some festive pearls. As you can see, I've used all of the gold pearls, but there's a lovely bluey colour in this collection. Whoops. So I'm just going to put a couple there. 1, 2, and got to have some. Is that enough? Nah, 2 more up the top. There we go. Okay, so hang around if you'd like to see me make this card again, but this time, as I said, I've got another kit ready to go. My Early Espresso card base. I don't need the gold. My 2 vanillas and other Early Espresso to continue the theme. A bit more of this fishy paper. So because the card is 10.5 centimeters by 14.5, I'm cutting my cards, my paper 14 by 10, and that will fit exactly inside there. Okay, and then let's try this with different colors. Now I need my scrap paper again to protect myself because I'm notoriously messy. I'll use some boho blue. See, same color as that one there. And my brayer. See what it looks like. Hang on, we want maximum coverage of the brayer, so just make sure the ink is sideways. Alright, and I'm going to use a very light touch this time too to try and get only a light amount of ink. Whoa, that's dark, isn't it? My next layer, a bit more, and then here's my next layer. There we go. And clean off my brayer again so I don't make a mess. Especially when I just plop it off to the side. It could be on anything. Right, there's my boho blue, and I'm going to use Misty Moonlight for the watery image. Let's have a look. Pat, 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 pat. There we are. There's a bit more, and some Misty Moonlight for the inside piece as well. And do I do that? Yes, I think I will do the early espresso birds again. What did I do with the birds? Here they are. Mind you, they would look pretty nice, Misty Moonlight. Okay, I've changed my mind. I'm going to put some Misty Moonlight birds on this one. And they do show up quite nicely there. There we go. Give that one a bit of a clean. And put this card together, and you can let me know in the comments which colorway you think works the best. All right, put my paper down here, and my front panel, which has been colored using the brayer just to give it some great ombre texture and some stamping over the top. It does look better than the other colours, doesn't it? When you use the colours, and you know the colours in your designer paper, it does really make it look far more cohesive if you can use the same colours. Mind you, if you like the other one, let me know, please. Okay. And pop you over. And this time I'm going to put Thinking of You. It's great having the greetings already sorted out. Just got to choose one to stick on the front of my card. So cool. There we go, Thinking of You. And I can use that for all sorts of amazing occasions. And I think I'll use the same. Do I use the bluey ones or the silver? I think I'll use the silver this time. It's great having the clear acetate so you can have a good look how it's looking. There we go, one there. Oops. One there, and maybe one more down the bottom so it's not up with the birds. There you go. All right, Thinking of You. And I do want to get another piece of Misty Moonlight to put behind that one for the inside of my card. All right, let me know which one's your favorite. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope I've been able to teach you a new idea, inspire your creativity, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye bye now.